What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to take us away from the charts. I kind of want to talk to you guys a little bit here. And what I really want to talk about is, why a lot of you guys are still unsuccessful, right? When it comes to trading, that is, right? A lot of you guys can be very successful in life when it comes to business, as far as relationships, friendships, workplace environment, so forth and so forth. Great relationship with your kids, maybe, you know, athletically, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to trading, you can't really figure it out. So I've been working with traders now for about 4.5, almost 5 years. I've been trading myself for around 8 years. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that I know everything. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that I've made $1 million from trading. I'm a six-figure trader, right? And even with that, I don't live some extravagant lifestyle. Yes, I have a house, I have a car, I'm able to pay my bills, I'm able to take a vacation if I would like to, I'm able to buy, the basic necessities. I'm able to live a decent life for myself, working for myself. That doesn't mean that every weekend I'm driving around in a Ferrari. That doesn't mean that every weekend that, I'm taking some trip to Monaco or some, crazy, yacht. None of that stuff, right? Because the harsh reality of that type of life is more so of a lifestyle marketing type of presentation on social media, right? The harsh reality and, the real logistics of trading full time is it's a son of a bitch. Okay. For one thing, this business can be very, very emotionally draining. It can be mentally taxing. You can have highs that feel like you've never felt better, and you can have lows that feel like you're never going to crawl back up. And with that kind of being said and taken into place, you also have to take into consideration capital gains taxes. So I don't even care if you made, $200,000 of it. A good chunk of that is gone to Mr. Uncle Sam at the end of the year. So you have to make sure that you're managing your trading profits. Now, again, whether you're trading on a personal account in a personal brokerage, or you're trading prop firms, which technically you would be considered a general contractor. So there's a couple different levels of ways to kind of work your tax situation out, but I can always get to that in another video. The main thing that I really want to talk about is trader mindset. And the main thing I want to talk about is your personal confidence levels when it comes to trading. So what I've learned is that a lot of traders are severely emotionally damaged when it comes to entering and exiting trades. The way that they're analyzing getting into a trade and the way that they're analyzing getting out of a trade is not the right way to kind of analyze things. And the reason why that can be is, I'll give you a couple of scenarios. A lot of people made a lot of money in 2020, 2021, and then they lost a good chunk of that money, and they really had no idea what they were doing in the first place. They were just buying this stock because it looked good. They were buying this SPAC. They were buying this speculation name. They were buying some crypto name, some EV name, some, marijuana stock, something, right? It was always something that was moving. So if you did come into a level of wealth or a period of time where you made money and then it became hard, right? The market got normal again. And even so, the market is still not normal. These ranges that we're looking at sometimes on the NASDAQ and on the SPYs are astronomical compared to where they were 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, even when I started. A 2% move on the NASDAQ 100 would have meant that people were jumping out of their windows from a 50th story building because they lost everything. Now the market moves 2% in a day and no one even blinks an eye, right? And people are upset that they didn't make any money on a 2% move in the NASDAQ 100. But when it comes down to is level of experience, you don't have enough, you don't really have enough repetitions, right? So if we look at some of the greats when it comes to professional sports, Kobe Bryant, I mean, the level of jump shots that he was taking. I've looked into Michael Jordan and some of the things that, his father made him do before he could even eat dinner when he was in high school. He had to make 100 free throws, 150, 200 free throws before the man could even eat dinner, right? Those type of repetitions, that type of mental exercise, that type of physical exercise really does something to you. And trading is no different. We're definitely using our emotional state of mind, and we're also using, a lot of physical energy as well, because when you're stressed out, that's draining you physically. And one thing is to, live an unhealthy and improper lifestyle outside of trading. Many of you guys, work a 9 to 5 and you don't take the best care of your health, right? Maybe you're out drinking, maybe you're out eating the wrong type of foods, maybe you don't remember the last time you took a jog, the last time you lifted a weight, the last time you did anything. And again, I'm not speaking to people who are in their 20s. I'm speaking to people of all ages. My demographic, my target demographic is ages between the age of around 33 to 50 years old. So that's who I'm speaking to. If you're between 30 and 50 years old, or even a little bit older, I've got some people that are in my room that are in their late 50s. Age is nothing but a number, baby. Like they say, right? It doesn't matter how old you are. You should still be exercising. You should still be getting out there. You should get a little sunlight if you live in an area that permits it. You should definitely be eating the right foods. You should be getting the right amount of sleep. Now, I'm not, the head spokesman for being the most healthy, getting the most amount of sleep, exercising, for 10 hours a day again, but I try. That's the thing, because if you're not actively trying, you're actively failing, right? And that comes to the same thing with trading. So a lot of times people don't have necessarily the right mindset coming into this, and they expect to just make a bunch of money. You guys want to sign up for these fly-by-night prop firms, which again, I'm not opposed to any of them. I am funded with Apex as well as Top Step. I use them as a secondary source of income in conjunction with my options trading brokerage. But what I want to tell you guys is that if you're going to go that route where you want to get funded, you need to look at this as a business. And the best way to look at this as a business is, if you were going to start a business, what are some of the first things you're going to do? You're going to have a business plan. So what is the business plan going to entail? How much inventory are you going to buy? What are the hours that you're going to be working? What are you actively going to be doing for marketing? And I'm going to kind of break that down towards trading in a little bit. So for example, let's say you're going to go the prop firm route, or even if you're going to fund a personal account, how much money are we going to invest into our business, right? So let's say you want to take $1,000 and you want to invest it into this trading thing and you want to do the prop firms thing. I would go out there and I would spend $1,000 on challenges and evaluations. I don't care how many you can get. With Apex, you can get up to 20. With Top Step, you can get 3. I really wouldn't recommend any 2 other prop firms other than those. The only reason why is because I don't know enough about them, right? So there's a lot of prop firms out there, but those are the ones that I know. And those are the ones that I trust because personally, I've taken payouts from them. And 2, I like the rules. Now, some people say Apex sucks because of the intraday trailing threshold, the drawdown. What I tell you to that is treat Apex as a scalp account and treat Top Step as an account where you can kind of let things flutter a little bit, right? So with Apex, I'm realistically not going to let my run up go up $500,000 and let it come all the way back to break even. I'm going to more than likely take profits between $300-400 anyways. I'm not even going to give it a chance to come back on me. So treat it more so as a scalp account. So again, what this video is really about is about you as a trader and why you're not successful. So the main thing that I want to cover in here is I want to get to the root problem as to why you're not successful. And I personally know why you're not successful. And you can honestly leave me a comment if you think that it's different. But the majority of you out there, 90% of you, are not successful because you have too much of an emotional attachment to the money that you're putting on the table, and or you've had some success in the past when you really didn't know what you were doing and you gave a lot of that money back, and now you're living in fear of it happening again. So what comes along with that is a few things. What comes along with that is not executing and taking trades because you don't trust the market, right? What all you're doing in reality is telling yourself that you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself to stop out of the trade if it goes against you and doesn't work. You don't trust yourself to not get upset and overtrade when you lose because you were up $500 and now you gave it all back. So now you start overtrading. What it also does is it allows you to, make a lot of money really, really fast. And then you think that by the more hours that you sit on the screen, you're going to make more money when in fact you give it all back at the end of the day. So how many of you guys have taken trades where maybe you're up $200 or $300 off the open, and then 3 or 4 hours into the market open, you guys are down, right? How many times has it happened? Why can't you stop trading? Why can't you accept the fact that not every day is going to be $1,000 day? Why can't you understand and just accept the fact that if you were to just let time pass, because you want to know one thing that we don't have any control over, that's time, right? So when you don't have control over time anyways, and the days are going to continue to pass, Anyways, why are we in such a rush to make so much money so quickly? If you're going to go the prop firm route, I think it's really, really good for a lot of newer traders, younger traders, or people who are looking to add secondary incomes to their personal 9 to 5 without having to put up their own personal capital. But again, I would not recommend someone to do that or even trade at all if you don't know what the hell you're doing. And what does that mean? You don't have a strategy. You don't understand basic market structure. If you don't even know what that means, then I think you need a mentor, you need a course, you need more YouTube hours, you need to learn a little bit more. My videos and my style is not going to really be for you. I mainly speak to people who kind of know what's going on in the market and kind of have had some level of experience but are looking to fine tune it. If that's you and you think that you just need a little bit of push down the hill to kind of fine tune your trading to get you on the right course, then Evolution Traders and myself, D Anthony, are for you, right? But again, my style is not for everyone. I'm not a saint. I sometimes I have a foul mouth, and that comes out in some of my webinars, it comes out in my live streams. I talk the way I think. It's the way I've always been. I'm not going to filter myself for anyone, and I understand and I get that that's not going to be for everyone. I'm also a harsh critic. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. I'm a harsh critic on myself. Today I took 2 trades and I held one a little bit too long, a little bit longer than I should have, giving it extra room, right? Not necessarily that I was going against my rules, but I'll give you the basic scenario of it. So I took a 20 SMA play short to the downside. It quickly wicked below that and immediately shot up. It closed above the 5, and that was my first intention, to get out of the trade above the 5 SMA. But I noticed that the 20 was still maybe 25, 30 points on the NQ above it. Because I was playing small size and because I felt like I could withstand that move, I said, I'm going to adjust my stop loss to a close over the 20 SMA. It ended up closing over the 20 SMA, and I lost $350 within the first 30 minutes of the market. Now, mind you, I did come back and I finished up $600 on a day, but I had to really work for it. And I really felt that I should have never put myself in that situation. So again, no trader is perfect. I don't care if you've been doing this for 30 years, 40 years, you're still going to make mistakes. You're not always going to make money every single day, and you're not always going to make money on each and every single trade. But the one thing that I can't stress enough, and I'm still having trouble wrapping my brain around why a lot of traders don't understand this, but you have to understand that you're going to lose. You have to understand that money comes and goes. You have to look at the overall big picture. Are you down $100,000 day trading? Are you down $250,000 day trading because you're just an absolute lunatic and don't know what you're doing? Or are you down a few thousand? Are you down 10,000? The last 4 or 5 years? Are you a scratch trader? Are you win some, you give it back. You lose some, you make it back. Are you one of those traders? Because if you are, there is still light at the end of the tunnel. As long as you're not a complete degenerate gambler who can't accept the fact that you're going to be wrong, you're going to be okay. That's what I'm here to tell you. Now, it's very difficult to see in the beginning due to the fact that you don't have enough experience yet. You don't have enough repetitions taking that jump shot. You don't have enough batting practice looking at curveballs in the dirt. You don't have enough experience between, in the gridiron, right? When you're on the football field you don't have enough experience catching balls off the jugs machine. You don't have enough repetitions working on your golf swing. You don't have enough repetitions working on your backswing if you play tennis. I don't care what sport you play. Even if you're a cyclist, if you ride a bike and that's your fix. You don't have enough road work and road hours out there to build up the endurance to go out there and do that 25-mile run or that 25-mile bike ride, that century run where you're trying to hit 100 miles. You just don't have the endurance yet. If you're a runner, you're not going to go out there and run a full marathon on your first time trying to go out there and attempt to run, right? It's just like if you're working on your physique and maybe you're not involved in competitive sports, so you've never been someone who's been involved in competitive sports, and you have no idea what the hell I'm even talking about. If you just want to get in shape, you're not going to go get in shape in a week, right? You're not going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in 6 months. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of dedication. It's going to take a lot of eating the right things, having the right discipline, doing the same thing over and over, not going out every single weekend. Enjoy yourself, of course. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, but That doesn't mean that you're out there not putting in the work. And so what it comes down to in trading is you have to put in the work. And what that means is you need to get good quality screen time. That doesn't mean sit at the charts for 8 hours a day and back test and back test and back test. What it means is perfecting your strategy. And what that really means, because I know that gets tossed around on social media a lot, is perfecting your emotions, right? You're never not going to, like, I've heard people say trade with no emotions. That's absolutely fucking impossible. Anyone who does not have emotions when they're trading is because they're not really trading. Maybe they're hooked up to an EA or some type of algo that's doing all the automated trading for them. But even with that, there's glitches and stuff that could happen that could really hurt you. So I would always recommend to trade on yourself, because there's no better trader than a human, but there's also no worse trader than a human. So when you really look at it, what you need to do is focus on taking those repetitions, identifying your setup, telling yourself that I'm going to get into this trade and I'm going to take profits into the next level of supply or demand, or I'm going to get stopped out. That's it. We don't worry about the in-between, because the in-between we cannot control. We can only control where we take profits and only control where we stop out. And a lot of times, most of you, I'm looking at most of you guys are trying to control the outcome before the outcome has even presented itself. And what I'm trying to get at by saying that is a lot of you guys will identify the setup. Maybe it is going along with the strategy or the edge that you follow, but the moment or the tick or the point that it goes against you, the 3 points that goes against you, you automatically start to freeze and you panic and you want to get out of the trade. And 15 minutes later, the trade's going in your favor. A lot of you guys are out there getting into a beautiful move, and you're grabbing profits at, let's say you're trading options and you're grabbing profits when you're up $20, and the next thing you know, the thing goes for $60, and you had 10 contracts and you made $250 when you could have made $600. A lot of you guys are trading futures, and maybe you're trading micros and you're managing your risk right, and you're taking profits at $30. And if you would have held just 10 minutes later, you would have made $80. A lot of you guys are doing this because you're so in fear of losing the money. You're so in fear of being up $50 and giving it all back and losing $50. But my question is if that your evaluation, even with Top Step, was $50 or $100, or it's Apex, it's $25, $35, $45, you would have to lose the whole account to just lose a measly $25. Well, a measly $50, right? And if we can't afford a $50 evaluation, then we have bigger problems worse than trading. The bigger problem that we should be focusing on is, why don't we have an extra $500? Why don't we have an extra $1,000 to actually invest into our business? How many of you guys can start a business today outside of trading where it's going to cost you less than $500, less than $1,000? Maybe you can bootstrap something from free, but even if you're creating something, even if you're a painter and you're the most talented painter on the face of the earth, you're still going to have to buy canvas. You're still going to have to buy paint. You're still going to have to buy utensils, tools, whatever it is that you need to paint. Even if you're going to paint digitally on an iPad or a computer, you're going to need to have the electronics and the technology to even do that. So that's going to cost it's going to cost some investment. Like for me, for example, I don't just trade, I also make YouTube videos, right? I also have courses that I've put a lot of time into. I also have a community that I put a lot of time into. Making this video costed me money. My camera costs $550. This microphone's a very cheap microphone. It only cost me about $40, but it still costed me $40, right? I've got 4 monitors here. I've got one here with my screen. I've got another one here to look at the video that I'm making. I've got another one over here to do the Discord stuff. And I've got one up top that sometimes I just put the news on when I'm tired and I'm bored. But what I'm saying is that all of this stuff costs money. I've got a speaker here that I use for listening to my guys when they're talking or on the live chat. You know, I've got a webcam here that I'm no longer using anymore. The Elgato, I think it is. Yeah, the Elgato Stream Face Cam or something like that. It's a pretty good webcam if you guys need a camera. I've also got this little guy here, right? So this little guy here has been with me for a very, very long time. This little man right here, you know, he's an amazing dude. He's always at my trading station. But the point I'm trying to make is, you know, going down to this bottle of water, everything costs money, right? So we can't be so emotionally attached to the money, because it's going to cost a little bit of investment along the way. So what I would recommend to do is start off with a trading plan. How much money do you actually want to invest in this? For one thing, you have to invest in yourself. So you need to invest in a strategy. You need to invest in a community. You need to invest in a group. You need to invest in a mentor, a coach. I don't care what it is. a book, I don't care. You have to invest in the education first. Once you invest in the education, then you create your business plan and you start investing. How much money do you actually want to put towards this business? You give yourself a maximum stop loss. So if you invest $1,000 into these accounts and you go down 500, maybe you need to reevaluate, get with your mentor, get with somebody, that's going to help you learn a little bit more. And then you kind of analyze that and you go through with the remaining $500 or whatever. I'm just using $1,000 as an example. Once you get there to that point and then you get funded or you start making a little bit of money on your personal brokerage accounts, you got to be realistic with the expectations, guys. Get off of this shit where you guys want to make $750 a day and you just started trading it. Have you even taken a $700 payout yet? Like, have you even made $1,000 from a prop firm yet? Why are we trying to do $1,000 in a day if you've never had a $1,000 payout in your life from a prop firm? It doesn't make any sense. What I would say is take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to get funded. Go get 10 accounts. Go get 10. Apex has a 90% off sale. I'm not even going to give you guys any special discount code. You can look in my description. I'm not trying to sell you guys on anything. I don't need to sell you guys prop firm accounts. I'm not doing that. Like, it's like you don't need no special code. The code is SAVE90 and that's attached to no one. It's a universal code. SAVE90. You're going to get accounts for like $14 to $17. Go throw $200 into those accounts. Go get 6 of them and start managing those accounts properly. If you guys do want to trade with me, I do charge for my time. Why do I charge for my time? It's because it's simple. If I'm going to be doing this anyways, and I'm going to be spreading the knowledge that I know, and I'm going to really be trying to help you get profitable and work with you, my time is not free. Just like your time should not be free. So when you learn how to trade and you start making money consistently, your time is not free either, guys. Remember, we trade for the freedom of time because, again, time never stops. And I know I'm getting off on a tangent here, but time never stops moving. So what I'm telling you is that the longer you let days stack up, even if you're only making $100 a day, you look back in 30 days, trading days, that is 30 days from now at $100 a day, you're up almost 3,000, give or take, with some slippage and some commissions and obviously some losing days in there. 60 days you could be up anywhere between 4,000 and 5,000. 90 days you can be up anywhere between 6,000, 7,000. I'm just saying, guys, time's going to continue to pass anyways. So why are we trying to make $750 a day? Well, because I make $300 a day at my 9 to 5. So if I can double that, that's a pretty good, but yet you've never made $750 before in your life from a prop firm. It doesn't make sense. Be realistic, be smart, put in the effing work, and the rest is history. If you guys want to join me, you guys like the way that I have a realistic approach to this business, because I'm not going to sugarcoat anyone. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're going to make $10,000 a month. But let's try to make 1,000. Let's make our first 1,000. We can work on the next 1,000. And then we can work on the next 1,000, and we can work on the next 1,000. And I don't give a shit if it takes you all year to make $10,000. Guess what? That's more than you made the prior year doing this little thing we call day trading that we love so much. I'll see all of you guys on the inside, evolutiontraders.com, or check the link down in my description box below, or like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see all of you guys back on YouTube.